And we're back. So in this video, I'm gonna be covering the fifth mission of the Halo Combat Evolved campaign. This is actually gonna be the second try of doing the recording because I accidentally paused OBS. So so this is the fifth mission. It's called Assault on the Control Room, and it's gonna be a long one. But for this mission, I'm gonna be doing things a little bit differently. So I've been having a hard time doing commentary during live recordings previously in the other missions I've done so far. So I actually have a pre-recorded run um, that I made for testing out OBS when I first, got it to try and record game footage. And I rewatched it. There's some pretty cool parts to this that I like and that I feel excited about sharing with you guys. So I'm just gonna do this one. Also, I've been having a bit of a motivation issue sitting down and doing a hour 30, hour 45 minute recording because this mission is so long and it can be really long depending on how you play. You can make it absolutely crawl, and I usually do because I don't like skipping anything. Anyway, I'm just trying to remember what I said um, on the first attempt of recording this. So, oh yeah, right. So I used to have a disc version of this game that was made for the original Xbox, and I played that on my 360 alongside with my sister uh, many years back. It's probably like 10 years ago. And there was something wrong with that disc. I can't remember where I got it from, but I do remember that the game would crash and make my entire console just freeze up whenever we would, finish the cutscene at the end of this mission and going into mission number 6, Free for Free Guilty Spark. Um, it's what it's called. And so we couldn't play any longer after that. We would just, restart the console. Um, After some fidgeting around, the console would like hard freeze, like the power button stopped working. So we had to disconnect the power outlet and mess around like that. It was pretty bad. Anyway, so we would just replay this over and over again, just for the fun of it, and for the fun of having a really cool PVE sandbox with a lot of interesting room clearing, and also we prefer just fighting the Covenant. We are not into other enemy types. Um, I'm still that way because I'm not really a horror guy. My sister is though. She's a freaking lunatic when it comes to horror games, and I really admire her for that. But I'm such a chicken in comparison. Though. Anyway, so like I said, I'm pretty happy with this run. I'm gonna walk you through this, how I dealt with this. It's not gonna be perfect. The recording itself is around an hour and a half in just raw, game footage. So it's not the fastest. It's not the most perfect, playthrough ever. But I am managing to show you all of the strategies that I like, doing on this mission, and also like applying on this game in its entirety, with the way the AI works and the way the weapons works and all that. So there's gonna be a lot of explaining and stuff like that going on. Anyway, so let's just get started with this. I'm gonna hopefully not pause OBS this time, and let's get this started. So I'm gonna do a bit of a volume adjustment, just a little bit, just to make sure that the game doesn't drown out my voice. This should be good though. So I tried not talking over for Foehammer, but as you exit the Pelican, you wanna lead with some frags right towards the door, because as you can see, there's gonna be two elites that exit, and they try to charge you down. They just try to rush you. So I just like to frag them to take out their shields, and hopefully kill them. If there's two blue ones, which usually doesn't happen, there's usually at least one red elite here. I just, grenade them, and then I use headshots, and then just mop up the grunts. And then before entering the room, I like crouching by this corner, and I wait because there's gonna be an elite just walking by, and then you can go behind him and melee him like that. And there's also gonna be another elite. He's usually not standing there. For some reason, he's following my position. Usually, he's patrolling where I'm standing right now, just a lot closer to the entrance. So a lot of times, what I can do in other rounds is I stick him, and I just have the grunts to mop, which didn't happen this time because he followed my position in the room. A lot more aggressively this time. And so I'm gonna do a bit of a comment about the level design in this mission. It's gonna be a lot of, these circular rooms happening.
The presence here is stronger than I anticipated. They seem to have the entire region secured.
And it's just a lot of room clearing where you have the same room design over and over again. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, because every encounter is unique. So
the weather patterns here seem natural, not artificial. I wonder if the ring's environment systems are malfunctioning, or if the designers wanted the installation to happen in the weather.
Team 4 requests immediate assistance from any UNSC forces. Does anyone copy? Over.
I didn't think there were any human forces left on this planet.
Cortana to Fireteam Zulu. I read you. Fireteam Zulu, this is Cortana. Hold position. We're on our way.
Roger that. Make it quick.
So the red elite that I just killed, usually he's not on the top floor like that. Usually he spawns actually on the bottom floor, I believe. So usually you can just, after you kill those grunts and jackals, usually I just take out the banshee first, and then I go up and I punch out the glass, and he'll be just standing down there looking at me, and I can stick him a lot of the time. So usually the elite it isn't up there. So and notice that I don't move up here, but instead I drop down to this bottom floor here, and I look behind those walls on the side, and as you can see, there's gonna be sleeping grunts, so just tap them out. And the way this entire bridge section works is the next wave of enemies on the bridge ahead of you isn't gonna spawn until you move to a certain spot. So the enemies are not gonna know that you're down here, so you can just sneak up behind them and stick them, making it really easy. It's only really a couple of extra jackals that you can get for free like that, but it's a pretty nice little thing you can do. And I just like pre-nading the door and watching the enemies fly. It's always entertaining. And the doors can open up a second time, usually. And gold elite. And you might think, oh my god, that's a gold elite, that's terrifying, get scared. Yeah. And you're right about that in one way, and in practice, the elite can kill with one swipe with that sword. He runs a lot faster than you, so you can't really chase, get into a chase with him. He will outrun you. So and he also has the strongest shields of any elite in the game. It takes 3 body shots and 1 headshot from the sniper rifle, if I'm not remembering incorrectly, to kill him. But what I just like doing is, as he runs towards me, I just stick him, and it makes it really easy. So for this room, I like hanging back, because there's gonna be an invisible elite. Just one though. Note that there's usually invisible elites in pairs spawning, but there's actually only one here. So I just like taking him out first. And he's really aggressive, so it's pretty easy just to let him come to you. And then there's only gonna be grunts and also 2 hunters. So what I'll do is I'll clear the sides, and I watch my motion tracker, because the hunters sometimes like to move around the little wall on that I'm looking at right now, from the central room where they spawn, and they move up behind you and melee you in the back. And that actually has happened to me a couple of times, probably. I can't really remember now, but it's something that can happen, at least. And if you can remember from my last mission, killing a hunter is really easy. You just need a headshot capable weapon to any of their exposed orange flesh, and 1 shot will do it. I just shot twice for both of them just to make sure I got it, you know, the kill. And yeah. Area cleared. And I guess I'm going back for more ammo here. Yeah, I'm just going back to top off the pistol. You really don't need it, because you're gonna get rid of the pistol later on, so if you can just, you know, keep on going down the elevator, because you're gonna be switching it out for a sniper rifle later that you can find. And also, if you were on the bridge earlier, you can actually look down and watch the big outdoors area that you're gonna be fighting through later, if that's your thing. So this room is probably one of my favorites. So it starts off with just a bunch of sleeping grunts. But for some reason, some of them woke up. I'm actually not sure how that happened. I think maybe one of the plasma pistols that one of the sleeping grunts had, they flew out of the hand of you know, when I meleeed the grunt, and it landed on one of the grunts in front of him, like it somehow flew over that little ramp thing. So usually that won't happen, and I can just sneak up on this elite. It's completely random if this guy's gonna be blue or red. I've had both. And I can just stick him or even melee him back sometimes. That's why I like this room so much, because you can do it mostly by stealth. But note that there is usually only one elite. Well, there is only one elite as far as I can remember. And the rest is just, you know, grunts and jackals, so you can just shoot them in the head with the pistol. And make sure you don't get overwhelmed by having too many enemies firing at you at once. Something I can mention about those yellow shielded jackals, those jackal majors in particular, is frag grenades are really good against them because of the short refuse time. so they really don't have enough time to dodge out of the way. So this outdoor fight is probably one of my least favorite fights. Usually I start out by, actually I think I die here, because I mess up somehow. But usually I take out both of those turrets, and then I go into the grunts, and they're actually a bigger threat to your marines than anything else, because they are the guys that throw the grenades that kill them. And then you have a ghost here that ends up splattering me. So that's pretty much the only hard part of that encounter. It's the part before you manage to flip that warthog and get your marines. The tank is actually gonna be your last priority. It's the last thing you're gonna kill, because once you get into the car, dodging those mortars is really easy. So once you kill all of the infantry, or most of it, especially that ghost, you can just load up your marines and you can kill everything from the car. It's really easy. Just make sure you keep moving, and whatever you do, do not go onto that icy lake, because it's really slippery and it makes it really difficult to, you know, drive in general, and you're probably gonna get tagged by the Wraith, the big tank. Yeah, this entire fight is not a big. I'm not a big fan of it personally, but once you get into the car, it's pretty easy. So, and I go back to pick up more sniper ammo. I think there's gonna be reloads in the area coming up as well, so you don't really have to do this, but. And also you can just splatter all the enemies up ahead, as well as the chain gun will help you out, so you don't have to do things the way I do here necessarily, of course. And something with the marine and their behavior in this game in general is that once you get out of the vehicle, they will get out of the vehicle as well. And especially in this area, if you do that, they will charge ahead, and they will actually get, you know, up right next to the tank and start shooting at it with short bursts with the assault rifle, and you probably guessed pretty quickly that it's not very effective at all. So as you get down to this area with the tank, just take it slow going down because of the ice, you know. And then just rush the tank and kill all the enemies in this instead. So I have a couple of notes about the tank. In Halo Combat Evolved. And the first thing being that the gun on the secondary machine gun is absolutely pitiful. It basically useless. It's just like a stronger assault rifle in my opinion. It can't hit anything, really. But killing everything should be trivial here. But just because you're in the tank, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're particularly armored. So any damage that the tank take is going directly to your shields. So make sure if you're up against enemies that use explosives, don't get hit, because it will kill you really quickly.
Let's go.
And as you can see, there's more reloads here. There is both rocket launcher and sniper ammo here, and also a pistol if you feel like using that. So like I said, the tank in upcoming titles are gonna be a lot more tank-like. You're basically driving around a slower car with a bad accuracy cannon. Like if that overshot plasma pistol shot would have hit the tank body, it would have gotten directly to my shields and it would have taken them out. And that's probably my least favorite thing about the tank in general, especially in this game, because the accuracy on the cannon is so bad, and you being so squishy, even though you're in a tank, you have to stay really far back on legendary and fire at things from range with a cannon. But because the accuracy is so bad, it just drags on you, man. It's so slow. So sometimes I just like skipping the Scorpion entirely, just using it for the first area. Then I just grab the Warthog and kill everything in that. That's another strategy you can do. There's gonna be reloads in several locations coming up during this long vehicle sections as well, so you can just get out and use the sniper and rocket launcher from range if you feel like doing more on foot fighting during this entire section. So if you hate the tank, you can just use the Warthog plus your other weapons as well. You can see the tank up on the hill. Yeah, I hate that tank. And you can't even move up. You see me looking back. There's actually a line coming up where there's gonna be 2 hunters spawning down the tunnel. That's gonna stay down, chilling down there, waiting for you. And the Banshee behind you. And the Banshee can Banshee bomb you, killing all of your Marines. So that sucks. Something you can do if you really feel like she's in the game a bit is you can actually get up to the point where the Banshees, spawns in, and if you're lucky, you can actually shoot a rocket underneath the platform of that platform up on the cliff face, and you can knock the Banshee down, and you can use it. And there's another really cheesy skip you can do right on the first bridge where you enter from, but it's so complicated and I'm not gonna bother doing it. It's mainly just used for speedrunners, so yeah. And as you can see, I'm not a speedrunner, not even close. But I do believe that speedrunning is actively, keeping this game alive, even though it's so old. Like, it's been more than 20 years since this game came out. And people are still making it relevant, thanks to speedrunning, so it's cool. So I want you to note something about Elite's behavior in general. So you saw how the blast killed the blue one but didn't quite kill the red one. So the red one took cover behind that big yellow box thing in front of me, and I just shot next to that. If you wanna try doing that in other situations, using the rocket launcher or grenades to flush him out and kill him for being behind cover works really well. So the most dangerous targets here are gonna be the hunters. I actually believe there's 4 of them on the other side. I'm not sure. It might be.
Get those that out, Marines!
Other than that, it's pretty easy. You could probably just move across the bridge from this point and mow everything down.
Firing! Don't worry, I'll help you more.
And also, if you want to, I'm probably gonna show you by going there later, but there's actually a big ammo pile behind, like, towards the direction of the tank's backside, where there's gonna be a whole bunch of reloads for you. A sniper, rocket launcher, and all that stuff. And also a pistol, probably.
Oh, that's the best you can do! Ah, the bird! Muscle Marines!
Yeah, I got tired of the bad accuracy of the tank, so I just got out to snipe the rest of the enemies.
Punch it!
But if you want to have fun here, I definitely recommend just killing all the enemies and trying to go for some of the hunters on the other side, and then you can probably just go over to the ammo pile on the right side of this side and just kill everything with the sniper rifle. It's probably the most fun way anyway, just snipe everything. So satisfying. And then just try to kill all the hunters with the tank. Looks like there was only 2 of them, I think. Yeah, there's only 2 hunters here. In this mission in particular, there's a total of 24 hunters, I believe. That's the most of any mission. I always love coming up on these guys with a tank. They just get so startled. They're like, holy crap, it's a tank! It's really hilarious. And then I just like, you know, sniping out all of the jackals with the cannon from this position here. Because as you get further up the tunnel, there's gonna be a phantom coming in with a ghost attached to it. So I actually recommend killing these jackals from down here before you move up, because otherwise all the enemies are gonna overwhelm you. Note that the dropship in this game is completely invulnerable. You can't kill it. So I just shoot it for the for fun, I guess.
Ah, I'm hit! Get up, so I kill you again! Oh yeah! Ow! Bird! Whoa!
Here you can really see the bad accuracy of the mounted machine gun. It's terrible. So I just move up and I took the risk of getting stuck here to kill them a little bit faster because I was getting so bored. You know, I just keep spamming it, but that doesn't work for whatever reason. And something that I find interesting is if you look at that little hill in front of me, the little ramp with the turret on top. For some reason, and this is if I'm wrong about this, you feel free to correct me, but I feel like if you don't move that turret, I feel like there is grounds that just keep on respawning as you know keep killing them to mount that turret. So I just shoot at it. You can see one just spawned in, and Johnson took him out for me.
There'll be more.
So I just shoot the turret to make sure that that you know, if there's gonna be grunts that spawn in, that they won't be able to use it at all. So yeah. On the right side by those bodies there's gonna be more ammo, reloads, rocket launcher, sniper rifle if you need it.
Whoa! Over here.
And the tank is already dead, so I'm moving around the corner right now. And there's gonna be a Banshee, I believe, that spawns in around the corner here. So just look for it. Make sure it doesn't Banshee bomb you. Usually there is a couple of leads that pop out of that little doorway up there, but I think one of those leads actually got out and got into a ghost before I managed to kill him. So usually they both you stay up there.
Just you and me now.
That should mostly be mostly area cleared, I think. And I'm just getting out here to top off my sniper rifle and pick up the health pack. And this is one of my least favorite encounters. There's gonna be 2 hunters right around that rock that we're heading towards right now. And about the same time, well, I actually can't remember if I did kill the Banshee, but these hunters are really dangerous. They are a menace. Because 2 hits will kill you. And I just want to kill him as fast as I can, but I wasn't able to because of the long cooldown of and the bad accuracy of the cannon.
Can't hide from me.
So I actually charged into them to force them into dodging, so they won't be able to fire at me with that gun. And I managed to somehow splatter
Bastard!
the second hunter. That was really lucky. I could have easily have died there as well. So, and now I'm looking for the Banshee, and it seems like I didn't kill him. So just keep an eye out for that guy, so that he doesn't sneak up behind you as you're moving between these ravines here.
Hey! There it is. We are FUBAR.
And the grunts love their grenades, so.
Oh yeah.
And it happened again. So that's another thing I hate about the Heli Combat Volt tank. It's so slow.
Right
So
on.
that
Found him.
you can barely dodge out of the way from those grenades. So we just had 2 really unfortunate deaths there because of the
Don't get cocky now.
slow movement speed of the tank. I'm actually not sure how we could do this differently. I guess you could just get out of the tank beforehand and kill all the enemies with the rocket launcher, having a better chance to dodge out of the plasma grenades that way. But I think it kind of counteracts this entire section being doable with the tank.
Over here.
So I actually don't like that
I thought
you
they
have
were
to
more
resort to
limited
that
with all the Marine forces in this area.
here. So first priority going down these ramps are gonna be the 2 hunters, so kill them as fast as you can. If you can, kill them with the sniper. I wasn't here, so but
Nice shot.
you need to kill them before anything else. something that's notable about the behavior of the hunters is that somehow they have really short memory. Like, if you go into cover after firing at the hunters, for some reason they will just turn around, leaving their back exposed towards you. So
Look sharp, boys. Enemy trucks inbound. Let's move. The Covenant are dropping in behind us. We're trapped.
So now I just like taking out all the enemies from the tank here before I abandon it for the upcoming part. And the gun from the dropship was really vicious here. It actually got some of my health. So I got out of the tank and I let the I let the grounds just pile up as they were going down, and I took them out with the rockets. That was really easy. And then just kill the rest of them like that. I believe I actually have 2 guys with sniper rifles accompanying me here, so not sure though. So now you get a bit of a briefer. There is gonna be reloads, there's gonna be health pack, hopefully, and yeah, there's gonna be a health pack, and also there's gonna be an active camo. Save that for after this fight. There's gonna be 2 invisible leads with swords, so I just killed them with rocket launcher, as well as this wave of Grants and Jackals. I should actually have thrown a frag into them and avoid dropping my shields like that. But for this part, I used active camo, and I'm not sure if I can remember how well I was able to perform this. But what you want to do is you want to go up until the next area and kill as many things as you can, giving your Marines a chance to move in, because they will do a great job at soaking up all of the enemy fire that you would be taking otherwise. So
Dugging up there in those rocks, Chief. Totally hemmed in.
We need to get up this ridge.
Marines, hold your positions. We'll handle those guns.
in hindsight, I probably should have planted a frag in the middle of them right there. That would have been a great, but I was tunnel visioning on the elites here, I think. But looks like it worked out anyway. And then you're gonna have a ghost and a banshee coming up. There's no tank here, luckily. And I managed to blow myself up, killing the ghost.
Marines, hold your positions. We'll handle those guns.
Master Chief, we should scale the ridge and get below the stationary guns.
So here I just, as I said, stick delete. And yeah, it's not the cleanest solution. And I get splattered by the ghost. So
Up this ridge.
Marines, hold your positions. We'll handle those guns.
We should scale the ridge and get below those stationary guns.
I actually have never gotten shot by a Marine in the back that has a sniper rifle before. I have gotten killed by Marines throwing grenades at me, actually hitting me in the back of my head and killing me. It's always hilarious, of course, when that happens, especially when you have no checkpoint. Just maximum suffering. So something I can note about the Banshees is that they like locking onto you like that, and once they do, let them do that, because they will fly in a straight line towards you, and you can just take them out with the rocket really easy. So
Nice shot. That burns.
So yeah, I got my one Marine left here that has a sniper rifle. And I just mop all of them out. And there will be another. I think actually there's 2 elites that enter in from the door if I'm not remembering incorrectly. The other guy is just chilling in there for some reason. And once he's dead, you can go back for reloads and health pack. As you can see, I am almost completely out of sniper rifle ammo. But I'm not. For some reason, I'm really interested in that little sloped area, and I'm looking at that ghost. That one is obviously blown up, but this one has some health left. And I'm going down there, and there's actually gonna be a couple of elites just chilling down here for some reason. There he is. There's the other guy. So I go down here and I let them see me, so they will move out. And then I just pop out and I kill them with a sniper rifle. The Marine accompanied me with the shot on the first one. And yeah, that leads. And now I go back for the reloads for the sniper and the rocket launcher. Area cleared. So the locations where the ammo is kind of interesting. There's actually a whole bunch of rocket launcher up here, as well as 2 health packs. That's nice. So you can note that if you're gonna do this fight. But there's no sniper ammo, and that's done here by where the active camo was earlier. So you can just reload your sniper. And I'm like, should I go with the pistol instead? Because I know this gonna be quite some time before there's another ammo stash, and I like the pistol, but I decided to go with the sniper. So hopefully in this next room I'm gonna show you how to kill 2 elites in about 30 rounds without firing a single shot. I have no idea if I managed to do this in the first try, but this room is the only one of its kind, and it's really cool when you can pull this off. Hence why I was hesitating choosing the pistol or the sniper rifle, because killing this many rounds with a sniper is no fun. So all the grunts are they pretty much just gather all over this room, and the 2 elites are gonna be patrolling in the center area. So that's one. And I like watching my motion tracker. And there he is, and you can just go up and stealth kill him like that. So now it should all be just sleeping grunts for this entire room, and you can just melee out them. Really easy. So when I was a kid, I actually remembering not understanding this encounter fully, and I just went in guns blazing. But then I watched a really old walkthrough of this game, because I lost access to this game when I stopped hanging out with my buddy, the person I discovered the Halo franchise originally with. So there was a couple of years where I didn't have access to the Halo, you know. And I watched, actually got a library card, and with the library card I could use their PCs. And this was way back in like 2008, 2009, 2010, I believe. And I went there and I watched a really old Halo walkthrough from 2008 that showcased this room and how you could kill all these grunts without using any ammo at all. And I was like, dang, that's cool. And now this room is always, you know, special because of that. And here I'm probably just gonna pull off one sniper shot just to make sure I didn't miss anyone. As you can see, I do my little nod and victory dance here, and there is no red dots on the motion tracker, so we're all clear. So this is probably one of my favorite rooms in general. Coming up. And I start by just mailing out all these jackals. And I use a frag to kill the yellow one in the back, and then I just explode all of them. And there's actually reloads and ammo in this room, so there's gonna be a ton of frags for you to use. So what I like doing here is I use like shilling down here, and I just grenade them all. And all the grunts usually are piled up just in front of the entrance to this room. For this entire part, I want you to know that there is no perfect way of doing this. Oh, I'm actually gonna get the stick on this gold elite. That is so satisfying. Anyway, there is no perfect strategy to this. You could go with pistol and plasma pistol all the way through. You can completely skip out on doing any funny business with the sniper and the rocket launcher if you want or need. Anyway, there's gonna be red elite spawning up there in the little room up top, so you can just throw in the grenade. And I'm actually not sure if I managed to kill him. So I throw another grenade and I'm like, okay. And you see the little circle where I'm marked in. I'm expecting a red elite to spawn right there as I move forward into this room. But he's not spawning for some reason. So I go back and I'm being a little bit cautious here because I wanna get snuck up on by that imaginary elite. So I'm like, okay, this is not gonna be an elite, then I guess I'll just fight these guys. And I use those little wall thingies as cover. I don't take any health damage. And I check inside of the room again for the red elite that I thought was not dead. And I go inside to look for him. Maybe he's stuck somewhere. There he is. So, looks like we got him. So like I mentioned with your preference of using or which weapons are your favorite here, I'm actually skipping out on the rocket launcher here because I just want to keep on going with pistol sniper. I didn't think I would need it really, so. But who knows? Maybe I'll still go back for it. But what I do recommend you doing for sure is making sure you have a fully loaded pistol, because usually I will run out of ammo before I get to the next, ammo pile. So if you decide to ditch either the sniper rifle or the rocket launcher after this bridge, which I do actually recommend, because the pistol is way more useful coming up, I think. It's just my preference. You could probably go with both if you want. And as you can see, all the leads, they are all grouped up just past, in front of me, and the bridge next to me are loaded with grunts. They're having a little grunt party over there for some reason. So I just kill them all with the pistol. Oh, it's so nice that Jackal waves at me. It's like he tries to say hello. Hello, hello. And then you just put a 50 cal bullet through his skull. So romantic. Hilarious. It's all just basic stuff. I just clear out the grounds as I progress. As like my rule of thumb is when they shoot at me, I shoot back. And so I don't go like, oh my god, I have to clear all the enemies on one side or one bridge first before the other. But I just slowly make my way forward here. No rush. And I think I go back for the rocket launcher here. And the pistol reloads. And like I said, I do recommend you doing this. Having a fully loaded pistol is really nice for the upcoming sections. But whether you want the sniper rifle or the rocket launcher is completely up to you. Really, it's just preference. So it looks like I'm gonna go for the sniper here. No, I go for the rocket launcher and the pistol here. You could also do something called weapon walking, having a third weapon and then you swapping them, continuously dropping the weapons ahead of you. I don't have the patience to do any of that stuff. I just like to go with the things I like, and usually it works out. As long as you don't waste all of them on just making sure that you throw the you shoot the rocket launcher at priority targets like big groups of enemies or elites, and the jackals especially. So here you're gonna have two invisible elites coming out of the door. So I'm looking for them, and I'm like, okay, they're not here, and they're just both chilling in here for whatever reason. And I actually should have fired the second rocket here, and I probably would have avoided taking any health damage. So this was really unnecessarily. This got me down to 3 health for no reason. So I'm like, damn, that sucked. But at least I survived it, so. So here I'm doing the same thing as I did in the first area, but I didn't wait long enough. And there's gonna be 4 elites, and that's it, in this first room here. And I managed to stick the first one, and the second one. There's number 3. 4. So I knocked that guy's shield out with the explosives, and I killed him with the headshot. Now there's just 1 elite left. And he's dead. So that's another example on how you can abuse the behavior of the enemy AI to take advantage. So you're gonna have health back reloads. And all of the grunts and jackals, they're gonna be chilling out here. So I just like taking them out with, well, the same things I have been using. I got sick and tired of those jackals, and I didn't want them to EMP me and get my health depleted right after having a fresh health back. And we have a needler stuck in the wall. I just you know, got it out of there by swapping it. And something that I like noting here is save some plasma grenades. I don't think I have any left here. I might have. Yeah, I have 4 here. So make sure you have plenty of plasmas here. You're gonna need them because there's gonna be a lot of elites in this room. That's 1. Let's count them. There's 2 elites. So I'm planning on using the elite combo against him. But the grenade that I intended for him to stick him hit his weapon, so it just slid off, and I killed him with just a headshot. So that's 2 elites. You have a bunch of jackals having a little jackal party over there. So here I'm trying to swap to my plasma grenades, but I don't have any left, so I go back to look for some more from the dead grunts. And I get 1, just 1. And I enter back into the room here, and for some reason the elite is just having his back towards me, so I stick him, killing the one next to him, so that makes elite number 3 and 4. And you have number 5 up there, it's a red one. You can just glance him for a second there. So my plan here is to just get control of the side of the room so I can stick up behind them somehow. So I take up a position here and I try headshotting some of these grunts, and when they die, they will have plasma grenades which will make a huge chain reaction, taking all of them out. It didn't happen here, but that's something that can happen in this fight in particular. You just piling up a bunch of plasma grenades from all the dead grounds, and then starting a chain reaction, taking them all out. It's really amusing when that happens, actually. It sorta happened there as well, but yeah. And I still have 2 grenades here. So what I do is I know there's at least one elite left in the room. So he sees me over there. I missed the grenade stick, unfortunately, because he has some fancy footwork. And I go behind him and I smell him. And that makes this area have a total of 5 elites. And usually if I can, I like just sticking all 5 of them. That almost happened. But yeah. That's probably my favorite room though, of this mission. So for a lot of you guys, this whole bridge is gonna be a problem spot because of these 2 hunters. And I'm like, hello hunters, how are you doing? And I'm like, crap. My shields are going down, there's a whole bunch of grunts, there's an elite accompanying them, so I'm trying to go back through the door to retreat. But then I'm like, no, this is not how you fight a war, you gotta man up. And I get a series of really good headshots on grunts here, taking down their number really quickly. And then once the grunts are dead, the elites are just gonna retreat like that and stay on the way further back the bridge. And then I take out the hunters, and it's really easy. What you want to do is to make sure they are not behind that glass like that. And I'm like, hello. But you get them out of the cover, make sure they see you, and then they just turn their backs towards you like that, and you can kill them really easy. So make sure you do that, and this shouldn't be a problem for you at all. And yeah. So you can see how the elites kinda just shows basically the same firing position, and then I could just take them out over and over again using the same method. And there's gonna be even more elites coming in here, but those elites are actually gonna be staying back. And the grunts are gonna be the aggressors on you here, and be the ones that move up and try to shut you down. So just let them come to you. Kill them all with headshots. So here I almost get overwhelmed by 2 invincible elites that suddenly decide to show up, and I just kill them with the pistol pretty much. So don't move up too far here, because there's gonna be the 2 red elites in the back just chilling out, as well as the invisible ones. Then you can use the elite combo them. That's what I usually do with red elites, at least, because they just dance around way too much. It's too risky to go for any other strategies. At least with someone that at my personal skill level. If you're better than me at this game, feel free to use any strategies that you feel like doing. This just works for me. So here we're gonna do pretty much the opposite thing as you just did. There's gonna be a whole bunch of jackals and grunts in this first room, and in the corridor preceding this, there's gonna be the elites. So this is pretty easy. You just use the basic headshots, you know. And using grenades against the jackals if they clump up or get obnoxious with their shield. And here I'm trying to be intentionally precise with the pistol because I realize that I'm running out of ammo. And there is no ammo pile in this room. This right here is a great hold point. Both the cover that's on my right and this little piece of cover right in front of me. Great hold point. And that should be all of them. I think. Oh, there's actually one more just running around. And then as the music starts, that signals that you're gonna have to deal with elites. And I'm actually not sure if I choose to go back for the pistol here, since it barely has any ammo anyway. No, I choose to stick with the weapons I have. So if you have the sniper or the rocket launcher, this will be the time to use them. There's gonna be ammo in the room preceding this one, so don't be worried about using a lot of it here. But there's gonna be a whole bunch of invisible elites here. Some has a sword, some has plasma rifles. But beware of the sword guy and kill him before he gets too close. I got really lucky in this run. And then something I probably should have done early is just plant a rocket in the middle of them. That's probably the easiest way. I think there's one guy left. So you see that active camo there? Don't touch it. Leave it. Trust me on that one. That active camo is gonna be a lifesaver for you. And a really cool way of doing an upcoming section. So save it. So here we have the hunters, but I don't have a pistol here. So I'm like trying to figure out what to do. And I decided to just go in, and I don't see the pistol. And there's rocket launcher ammo here, and the hunter is right behind me, so I'm kind of panicking a little bit, trying to figure out what to do. Finally, I did find the pistol eventually, and also the health pack. Man, wouldn't it be a shame if I lost all the health right after picking up a health pack? Yeah, I know, right? And I just let the hunters come to me pretty much and kill them with the pistol. Except that this second one was taking up a position and firing at me. The grunts did follow me, so it's good. at least something went according to plan. And there is. In my opinion, I think those enemies would have been a much bigger threat if they just would have, you know, kept a defensive position like those jackals did. So I used to grenade them.
Resistance appears to be increasing. We must be close to the control center.
So I go to reload the pistol. And then I go back for the active camo. And a part of the reason why I like doing this with active camo instead of just going out on the rock bridge coming up ahead with, you know, no active camo is because of the chapter screen. And if you have the sniper rifle here, it can really screw your aim up because you can't see your radical as the chapter screen is on. So this counteracts that, I suppose.
Analyzing. This must be the control room.
So I just use the active camo and I just run.
The entrance to the control
And I grab the Banshee
pyramid structure.
and
Bring me up there and I should be able to get us
I do
inside.
some evasive maneuvers, if you can even call it that, to dodge all of the enemies. I always get shot down by the Wraith, actually, straight up. That was lucky. And then I kill the other Banshee. And then I just clear all of the enemies from the Banshee. This is really easy. So I'm actually gonna let this recording roll for a bit as I play through this. So just do what I do here on this whole Banshee part. And I actually think I die once here pretty far into it, so I actually have to go and use the bathroom. So I'm gonna let this roll for you and I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
control room. Subtle. The entrance to the control center is at the top of that pyramid structure. Bring me up there. Analyzing. This must be the control room. Subtle. The entrance to the control center is at the top of that pyramid structure. Bring me up there and I should be able to get us inside.
And as you can see, I died, and I had to do that whole part all over again. So for this entire part, the tank is actually once again your last priority. It's the last thing you want to kill, and after you kill all the enemies on the bridge and move over to the door on the other side, it's actually gonna be 2 hunters, as well as a bunch of other enemies spawning in to come fight you. So I like taking a tank ahead of time before that happens, as well as most of the enemies on the ground. Yeah, I had to take a little mid break there to use the bathroom. I do feel a lot better now though, so. That's one dead tank. And like I said, I'm not actually sure if this is on my first or second attempt. I think this is on my second attempt, as I did have red health on the first attempt. But you just want to take out all the enemies with tank, with the Banshee, and it's really easy. Before you go on to the next area. Something that I feel like could be worth noting is this entire area is actually skippable just by running past all the enemies, and you can actually jump down onto that big blade-looking thing in the center of the citadel up to the control room. So what you can do is you can just drop down, and if you still have the sniper rifle, you can just take up a position, and if there's any enemy spawning in, you can kill them all with the sniper. Really easy. I might actually do that later once I finish everyone off. So as you can see, I get a little bit tired of dealing with that hunter, so I actually went a bit too close, and he almost caught me with one of those fielded shots. That will kill you in one hit, so just be careful. So that won't happen to you. But with that should be all area cleared, and you can just progress to the next area. And I'm actually trying to... I think I was trying to drop the Banshee off the edge in case I wanted it later. And I think I'm gonna do that now. maybe not. There's an elite left. There he is. For some reason, he managed to drive down there, and he's just chilling down there now. So that's hilarious. Anyway, that he got stuck in the little crevice, and yeah. I guess they need to practice how to drive. So this room is basically a standard Grunt and Jekyll clearing with headshots, nothing in particular. I'm actually not sure if there's any leads in this room at all, to be honest with you. It's always so satisfying when you can pop a yellow Jekyll in the head like that when he's standing up. It's so satisfying. And I guess that's why I love this game so much, because it has its appeal, and the way the enemies react to you and, you know, their behavior in general is so advanced. It's sometimes hard for me to believe this game is really, you know, 20 years old. When you have games coming up, you know, modern these days, that don't have the same level of depth and personality as the enemies in this game has. Something that I find pretty cool is the voice actor that did Sergeant Johnson actually did some of the voice lines for the elites, but they just recorded his voice backwards instead. So doing, you know, those screaming sounds and those sounds they make when they see you and all that stuff, it's basically just, you know, Johnson backwards. I think that's kind of cool. So I get really tired of that freaking Jackal, and I even missed him with one rocket. So that Jackal can he can go to hell for all I care. I hate yellow Jackals in this game, and I think that's a good thing, because you're supposed to hate the enemy and enjoy blowing them skywards. It's always so satisfying, you know? And just how interactive everything is. How dynamic the enemies make the game feel, you know? It's always fun playing Halo. Or this game at least. There's just some integrity to this, you know, because this game was the first one to do so many things. So there's not much reference
The entrance to the control
to other
center is
games.
located at the top of the pyramid. We should commandeer one of those ghosts. We're going to need the firepower.
So here you can see something that you will never see in the campaign ever again. And those two hunters are actually sleeping. Believe it or not. So you can just shoot them in the back, and if you didn't feel like hunters were easy enough before, they definitely will now. Hunters are such a joke in this game. There's actually an elite down here on the ghost for some reason. So I greeted him in the same way I usually greet, and I just had to do a little nod there. I'm like, good Rydde. Good grenade stick, that's how you do it. And there's even a ghost from me down here that fell down somehow, I don't know. I have no idea how there was two elites with ghosts down there, though. Because remember, I killed one with a Banshee earlier, so I actually have no idea how the second one ended up there. Like, did he drive off the edge as well? And if that's the case, I've never seen that before. So going up the ramps towards the big door at the top, it's gonna be a whole bunch of enemies. This, as you can see, there's one red elite. His position may vary. He was standing there right this time. And a whole bunch of jackals and grunts, of course. So I just like going up with this cigarette. This little concrete barrier. And I just snipe everything, so this is really easy. So feel free to use most of your sniper rifle ammo here. There might actually be more later. Down where you picked it up. Or if you don't feel like going back for more ammo, you can just drop down by sliding off the side of this cigarette here. And you can just, you know, get down without taking any damage. I'm just going down the normal way because I'm going down for more ammo anyway. Also to get the ghost. A fresh ghost, anyway. That's not stranded down there. And we're gonna go up and we're gonna do the last fight of this mission. We're coming up to the end here. Pretty fast. So for this fight, there's actually gonna be two hunters, two of the last hunters. Number 20, 23 and 24, I believe. Or 1920, I can't remember. But they are chilling up here. And he actually sent the ground flying. That's hilarious. And they're being really trigger happy. So I used to use a sniper to kill them really quickly, but that's probably the only way the hunters are ever gonna be a threat to you, is if they group up on a position like that and they start just pounding you with that fuel rod gun. It's pretty scary, and it sounds scary too. So I guess they could be considered as a sort of support units for the elites. But the way the game presents them is more like mini bosses. So I don't know actually. So here there's gonna be a couple of either blue, red elites, whole bunch of grunts, and one gold elite as the final encounter here. So I like just taking up a position on top of this ramp here, and I just snipe everything from here. And note that the whenever the elites take damage, they will hide behind one of those crates sometimes, and you can just flush them out with a rocket launcher, which I did try to do here, but it didn't work because he just moved too much. What usually doesn't happen is one of the grunts going out to take a position in one of those turrets. Usually they just stick by where the elites are. So I am noticing that they have actually, you know, taking up a position further back. So I'm looking to snipe them out here. But they're kind of cornered here. Enemies cannot open doors in this game, obviously. And I get one shot on both of them, and I kill one. The sniper rifle is piercing in this game. And I touch them out with the rocket launcher. And that should be it. It should be area clear pretty much. And you can enjoy your little victory walk to the end cutscene.
Scan. Covenant forces in the vicinity have been eliminated. Let's move on to Halo's control center. This is it, Halo's control center. That terminal, try there.
You all right?
Never been better. You can't imagine the wealth of information. The knowledge, so much, so fast. It's glorious.
So, what sort of weapon is it?
What are you talking about?
Let's stay focused. Halo, how do we use it against the Covenant?
This ring isn't a cudgel, you barbarian. It's something else. Something much more important. The Covenant were right. This ring... it's Forerunner. Give me a second to access. Yes, the Forerunner built this place, what they called a fortress world, in order to... Wait. No, that can't be. Oh, those Covenant fools. They must have known. There must have been signs.
Slow down. You're losing me.
The Covenant found something. Buried in this ring. Something horrible. And now, they're afraid.
Something buried? Where?
The captain. We've got to stop the captain.
Keys? What
The
do
weapons cache he's looking for. It's not really... We can't let him get inside.
I don't understand.
There's no time. Get out of here, find keys, stop him. Before it's too late!
And that is gonna be the end of the mission. So I feel a little bit cheatish here because I didn't actually play this today. I just did this post-commentary thing. So it's a new way of doing it. It definitely takes a lot more talking on my part, you know, explaining things. So that kind of leaves me not having much to say here after the recording. I think I show you guys how many enemies there were in this mission. As you can see, there were actually 20 hunters, not 24, or however many I told you guys. But there's 98 elites in this mission. That's pretty crazy. Almost 100 of them. And yeah. Yeah, this is a pretty cool mission, and if you know what you're doing, you can skip most of it. But I like to just play through it, and it's the last pure Covenant mission, as I mentioned in the previous video, that you do before you get into more enemy variety, of course. And during this playthrough, I did you can see I did this in 1 hour and 28 minutes. I average somewhere around that time. Some people can do this faster, shorter, however, and the speedrunners can do this mission in just a few minutes, like in just 3-4 minutes. But I like taking my time and enjoying the game, so not saying that the speedrunners don't. I'm just too nostalgic to skip all the stuff, because I actually find it genuinely fun even after all these years. So yeah. In the next video, we're gonna be playing through 343 Guilty Spark again, and this I am probably gonna do another one of those live commentary things, because this mission is gonna be very atmospheric and very creepy. So I want you guys to really get to experience that. I've been really careful not to pull any spoilers to you. If you are the people that have you just getting into Halo now, watching this, I want you guys to have a fresh take and experience this for the first time. I wanna give that to you guys, and yeah, the next mission is definitely gonna be something else for you. It is vastly different from what we have experienced so far, being the absolute dominating killing machine that the Master Chief is, plowing through Covenant like there's no tomorrow, you know. There's gonna be some different themes coming up. Anyway, so this is gonna be the end of the video here, and like I said, we're gonna go into 343 Guilty Spark next time. Not actually sure how or when that video is gonna come up. I've been really busy with school recently. I'm actually really stressed out for various reasons about school. There's some really important gradings coming up that's gonna determine my future in how uni is gonna go. So that it's gonna be freaking me out, and I'm pretty much just doing this recording here just because I need something else to think about while I'm waiting for this stuff to process and go through. So yeah. Anyways, without further to say, I don't think I have anything else to say to you guys. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was really different and really fun to make, but I think I'll stick to to the live commentary stuff, and just to make sure I have more insightful stuff to say to you guys at these post score screen talking sessions that I usually do. But yeah, until next time, thanks for watching.